Hello, Miss Andrea here. Let's talk today about God's presence in our lives. Now, you may have heard people say things before like, has God shown up in your life? Or look for where God shows up? Or do you have any Jesus sightings that you can tell us about? And when you think about those words or even what it looks like, maybe you don't understand it, or maybe it just seems kind of weird. Because if we can't really see somebody with our eyes, how can we see them in our lives? So I wanted to share this story with you so that you had an example of what people might be talking about. Now, it doesn't always look the same way for everybody every day, but this is just one way, one example that you can hear and think about. So 3 days ago, I read this Bible verse and I really liked it, and it really was encouraging to me to think about. So I saved the image onto my phone for the lock screen so that every time I opened up my phone, I could read this verse and be reminded of God's truths. And the verse says, Isaiah 26:3, "You keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you." And that verse is really nice. It helps us to think happy, peaceful, calming thoughts about God and Him being beside us and being with us. So yesterday we had a tree fall on our property. Check this out. It fell across our driveway. It landed in another tree, and God totally worked everything out. We were able to get a tree service quickly out here to, block things off so that it didn't fall into the road. And they were able to secure the tree and start preparations for removing it from the property. And at the end of the day, when I opened up my phone, I saw that verse again. It just all really came together for me, how perfect it was that God brought that verse into my life just 2 days before. And then I was able to read it again and be reminded of God's faithfulness. Looking back on the day, I was really able to see several areas where God had totally showed up. He quickly enabled us to get a hold of someone to come and take care of the tree. He really provided Mr. Mark and I with peace throughout the whole situation. Everybody who was here working on it was kept safe. And so it was just really great to know that God was there. So I want you guys this week, or maybe even now, you can think of a situation that happened where you can see God's hand in your life in big ways or little ways. And it's great to tell those to other people. We want to testify to God's goodness and to His care and love for us. So you want to tell other people, tell your friends, tell your family. You can also write these things down in a journal so that you can go back later in your life and look back to them and be reminded of God's faithfulness. And the Bible is a great testimony to the faithfulness of God. When we read through the stories in it, we can see over and over again how God is with us, He cares for us, and He loves us. And I hope that encourages you. Also, just challenge you to keep an eye out this week to look for some of the ways that God shows up in your life. That's all for now. Hope to see you soon. Bye.